Maybe it'll get back in. Maybe. Alright, well. Oh, looks like we're good. Looks like we just had a little blip there. Sorry, guys. Thank you for sticking with me through that. We're back. We're good. That was weird. Fortunately, it didn't happen in the middle of the run. This will be the run of our lives. It's going to be the last one of the stream, so just hang tight. We'll get through it. Yeah, I don't really know why that happened. It's kind of annoying. But we'll give it another shot here and see what we can get. Looks like everything's working better now.
The Bouncer.
So I'm just going to go ahead and go on the regular run here. Nothing fancy. Up over 1,300 views. That's cool too. So we'll try medium sensitivity here and see if I can. Oh, that works. I don't know why Sion was just walking into the corner there. Okay, well, not a particularly good start. Especially because, like I said, Sion was just walking into the box. You either want this fight to go perfectly or terribly. Because if it goes perfectly, well, if it goes terribly and you die, you still advance. So at this point, it's like you almost want the enemies to change. Yeah, that one dude doing his power attack back there. Those guys are dancing on the steps. Who knows what they're up? And we didn't even get that last kill. That's kind of funny. Okay. Well, and after all that talk about how that Mikado fight had ended so many of my runs, like, it would have been remiss if it didn't end up this. But that's why when I put together the video that I sent you for this run, it will have a lot of saves. Because there's so many boss fights that they just go terribly. When they go terribly, that's kind of the end. But just easier to not have to worry about it at all. Okay, we're back on track. That was not a stellar first round, but we're good to go. Unfortunately, everyone that was hanging out looks like they went. Which is another reason that it behooves us to just do one more run. We lost all of our healers.
Hey, come on!
Got through that one. Enough for the... Yep. Always have just about enough there. I do wish there were like a different way to map buttons. Because if there were, the best way to do some of these would be to have it so that a medium pressure attack can do a certain thing. We don't even need, really, the jump attack. We don't need jump attack, and we don't need, well, we need middle attack. So, get rid of the jump attack button, make that heavy punch. And then just make it like triangle... Whoops. Very late split there. Just make it so that triangle circle would be the 2-punch combo that Ko needs. Because you're trying to get a game... You're trying to get a 17-year-old game to properly read button sensitivity on a console it wasn't meant to be played on, essentially. It was meant to be played on the PS2, not the PS3. So, a controller that wasn't meant to have the sensitivity read on a system it wasn't meant to be on. And you just hope that all of those things will go the right way. Which, to be fair, it really does. When you need that button to pay off in your favor, all of a sudden you find all the reasons that it shouldn't make sense. Right. I don't know why I preemptively run toward the end of the train car. It's not like it helps. You get thrown into this cutscene no matter where you are. I always try and pause about a frame too early. Not good. I'm trying to be a little bit more judicious with the uppercuts. But I really do want to save as much time here as possible. Saving time. Thanks, Alice. I'm glad you're still there. Sorry, my connection dropped for like just a blip. Long enough to knock the stream off and bring it back on, which is just annoying. I think it's because everyone got home. You know, all the kids get home from school, they get online, and then all of a sudden the internet connection dies for a hot minute. Of course, you have to take code for the box opening. I'm taking those cargo pins, though. I don't know why they're so high-waisted. But I'm digging them. They're really cool. Well, might have shaken things a little bit there. You earned a doctorate at such a young age. I'm proud of you. You are indeed a Hearst. Come on. Hope for a good hallway. No enemies unnecessarily deciding to fight. Over. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. I don't know why they run so consistently slow. It's just hilarious to look at. Sion made a break for it down the hallway. Oh no, he didn't. He's off to the side there. Still helped us out. We were able to pawn him off on all the security guards. You don't want to accidentally hit R2 in this hallway, by the way. Because R2 is the thing that calls for that Trinity attack, the triple attack that takes forever, and you will stop and whistle. Stopping and whistling can waste time, especially if you've got one of those guards that are behind you. We'll go this way, the camera will play this. They're split right down the middle. Managed to get around them. That's good. And still enough XP to crank up. That that part's kind of funny. So the senior officer says, you're the elite they've been harping about. Because Ko is from that super rich family, blah, blah, blah. And then Ko, being modest, is like, I'm not elite. He's like, I was testing you. I was trying to see if you're going to try and claim that you're better than me. But Ko, being awesome, passes. Yeah, we got through that fight real quick, too. We got a 2-chain, which means we're still probably not going to be able to level up after this next fight. We're doing good on time right now. That. Allow me to introduce your partner for the next mission. A woman? Yeah, dude, she's a woman. She's really good, though. She's also the final boss for Ko. Spoilers. You get really lucky here. The other dog will run over and try and attack in the middle of those uppercuts. And it helps because you drop the enemy on the dog.
Hey, come on!
And the dog will take a pretty good chunk of damage. Or 10-50, not bad. Oh, 14 XP shy of leveling up the power. You always want that right before a boss fight, because it can make it 1 or 2 hits quicker. And 1 or 2 hits on every single boss adds up to several seconds. So it's something that you want. It's just harder to do than you'd think. Did manage to find the boss. Still avoid co-op. That could bode well for this next room here. But it's crazy, you'll never get the same game twice just because of everything that goes different, from enemy placement to your teammates and how well they decide they want to fight. Everything about it can just vary. And so you have to kind of hope that it all works out and know some ways to sort of get to where you need to go regardless of how everything goes in the middle there. So that went well. That might actually be a rainbow split, given how his fights went. No, not a rainbow split, but we are 47 seconds fast, so I'm excited for that. Of course, after the glitch where we end up losing everybody, we end up doing pretty well. Of course, the big thing now is just surviving the rest of the run. Not the best. So we beat him up, we steal his outfit, we go out into the hall. Because it's a square game, so a couple things. One, you're going to have a guy who's going to dress up like the enemy. Oops. What's he doing?
You're not special forces.
You're going to have one guy who dresses up like the enemy. You're going to have a guy, you're going to have a scene where you have to meet up with all your friends again. You got separated. Double. This is not good. Those enemies all get on a different attack cycle. Like most things in this game, even though they're low-level forces, they're stronger than you. And that went slow, unfortunately. But yeah, so like many Square games, this is the part, this is the part of the game where you have to find your friends again. It's the part of the game where you have to dress up as the enemy. And then after all of that,
you're not special forces.
Is the part of the game where you end up having to be, or you end up with the escort mission, right? Trying to lure all of them to the hallway. I want them to ragdoll. Like, and that right there is why. Good execution. Both good things. Again, now we're in this last room, and I don't understand how it works. Because this guy, I think you have a 1 in 4 chance of just guessing this right. I mean, honestly, I think it's 1 in 3, because I have never seen square work. Nope, missed it again.
Identify yourself.
So now we gotta fight these guys. Oh, I just that wasn't bad. The camera will rotate here. Not like that. You can actually find the other enemies you're supposed to fight. Because they just decide to live at the end of the hallway. Not turn and fight that other guy. Alright, we're through. We still have a chance to save quite a bit of time here. The nice part about that, even though it's slower, is you do get more XP. There's a cue to what signal that guy wants somewhere. I just don't know what it is. And I'm going to do some reading, because hopefully there's some guides that can provide a little insight into that. Just because I'd like to have the consistency. Got through it. You have to focus there, because there's so many enemies that can just hit you in the back, and then you're done. And there's not really any reason that they hit you in the back other than they feel like it. But yeah, like I mentioned, when it comes to Square, you know you're going to get a couple things. One of them is an escort mission, and that is this part. Although this is one of the best escort missions around. We got caught up in a fight there. Because she has a ridiculous amount of health for someone you're supposed to be escorting around. You find out why in just a little bit, but when you're expecting to just get wrecked in this fight, it's nice that she can actually stick with you. And that's the other thing she does really well, is she keeps up with you. If only they made it so that she could fight, that would probably be perfect. There we go. This guy you just kind of have to take out a little bit. Usually stays up on the high wall. So far, so good. This is a place where I think we can save a little bit of time. It's stuck on the wall there. And we're off. Now we run to the left. And basically just get around more robots. This was an agonizing point of about 1 million deaths. Chances are the first time that you play through this, there's this. Just because you think you have to fight all of these robots, and they have a lot of health for one, and two, they can do some really damaging attacks. And the game is super cheap. It will continue hitting you when you're down if you're not careful. So it can just basically keep beating you into the ground over and over and over again. And there's nothing you can do about it. But all in all, in terms of difficulty, this game is not super duper hard. It's kind of nice. Like, if you were playing it fresh, there are a lot of things that will catch you off guard, especially if you don't know about the cheese moves. But it's definitely able to be gotten through. And that's why I say it's the game that everyone rented, but few people bought. Because it was such a good game, but you can play through it in a couple hours, and then you pretty much understand where it's going. Always attack. Get lucky like that. Really big thing. You got most of his health. That was a really good fight. Alright. We'll see if we can save up 1650. I don't know that we'll be able to. Skip. It's also your job to prevent her from falling into the hands of the cop. They called this game the Bouncer, but I really think they meant to call it the Bodyguard, because that's essentially what you're doing. Like, you do work at a bar as a bouncer, but you're also a bodyguard. Oh, we changed the target at the last second. The angle he's at is difficult. But we got the
Hey, come on!
Getting inside on those things now. No because if they decide they want to wreck you, it is game over. Whoops. I think we're still good. Almost accidentally mashed a character select button where I did not want to. Alright, now she runs forward. Almost. We actually still hit her. That was very lucky in all of that chaos, and because of that, now we're still really fast again. We saved 20 seconds there. Skip again. Okay, we gotta make sure we pick Sion here. And we have to hope that we get a good fight against Mugetsu, because if we don't, then it's not gonna matter in the rundowns. It's just such an unforgiving... It's such an unforgiving run, because if some of the bosses decide that they want to destroy you, then they do, and there's nothing you can do about it. Sion almost messed up the run there. Oh.
Anyway.
Coming out swinging this. Okay, we got through that. So that was almost bad. That, I guess, is an unblockable attack. I haven't really known what to do with that because he doesn't do it that often, but it does a ridiculous amount of damage because it's like a saw blade that draws you in. It does a ridiculous amount of damage, basically. So it's always a really hard move to kind of keep an eye on. And it eats a lot of time, which is kind of bad too. Okay. Not bad at all. Gold split by a couple seconds. We're 18 XP short from the upgrade, but we will get the upgrade for Duragun 2 if we live that long. Great pace right now. Pretty happy about it. Ah.
There's no...
Like I said, a couple things we've messed up so far, but right now things are going really good. I don't want want him to keep targeting us. Two things you don't want Duragun to do. You don't want him
Hey,
to
come
target
on.
us. You don't want him to do that spinning kick. The problem with the spinning kick is that it attacks in all directions. But it's a smart move for him fighting 1-on-3. He did that teleport block again, and I was worried. Take the D rank up. Take the life up.
That was pretty.
Get a Volt coming through there.
Hey, come on.
Oh man, I walked into that one.
Hey, come on.
Through him. This has a chance. Take a couple upgrades there just to be safe. Now we're going to do some skipping, and we got the last fight. I don't think we're going to PB by a minute. You have a chance. Not bad so far. Why don't you hire Ko as a bouncer? Because he's your bodyguard. Alright, now it'll cut to Ko on the outside, Ko in the alley, and then we're good to go. Unfortunately, this fight against Leanne is so weird. Okay. PB by minute 3. Clear time 20 minutes.
What's the
New
meaning of this?
World.
Just testing you. They didn't want you to watch over
All
the
right.
target if you lack the skills
Well,
to
that
beat
was
me.
pretty awesome.
They don't have much
We
faith
got
in
him
you,
down
do
to
they?
26-15.
What did you expect? If you had
So
been
that's-
doing your job,
that's
the
good
incident
times.
wouldn't
And
have
I need to
snowballed
check
into
here
something
to see real
that big.
quick if the
So, what's going
if
to happen now?
in-game time is now tied
You
with...
passed. You'll continue with your current assignment.
Oh, that's a world record for in-game time. Or no.
See you
21
later.
minutes? Or we get 20.
Hey, yo, wait a minute. I haven't seen you in a
But,
long time.
fortunately,
and
it's on the
also,
video.
Like, why don't we?
I thought I told
21-minute
you
in-game time would tie the record. No, playtime 20 minutes. That is well, it's undisputed for Ko, so that's pretty cool.